Hello, I'm Neil Day, Assistant Manager of Woodford Town, big supporter of the podcast and Jake's work.
Well, hello there and welcome to the podcast. Here with me, Jake, otherwise known as Foghorn from Harlow Town Fans TV. Now, you'll notice that this would have gone up on the Sunday. Now, this is the plan going forward due to my work experience that is coming up, which will be every Monday. So I'm hoping I'll have time to record it on every Sunday. It may be the fact of it's recorded on a Sunday and put out on a Monday. But as of now, the podcast should now be going out on a Sunday rather than a Monday. And as always, this show is proudly sponsored by Loserpool. If you don't know who Loserpool are by now, the website is in the description. And we'll start, as we always go on, with the scores and the content that's been sent in. This week has been sent in by Harrison, who is actually at the Harlow Town Whitehall game with myself. It's been sent in from James Beardwell, who's got a bit of a double bubble today, as he was at the Witham versus Hayward Swifts game and the Bowers and Pitsea versus Basildon game. We've got stuff from Johnny Drummond of Billingham Town. And then we'll go in to the scores. We'll see the scores before. I have just been playing football for 90 minutes, which was a bit of a shock today. I'll catch up with you after that.
Good afternoon, you lovely foggers. Welcome to Billy Town. We've got a guest Ed Sheeran today.
Hey!
We went all season without losing a game and then lost 2 on the bounce, so it's a big game today against Towlaw. Hopefully Billy Town can get back on to the promotion push with a convincing win today. What do you reckon, Ed? What's the score?
2-1 to Town.
2-1 to
Come on, get it in, get it in, get it in.
Yes. Yeah, we're just outside the Billy Town clubhouse.
I'm really drunk.
No, he's alright, really. He's alright. We're not always on the drink up in the north. But the good news is it was Billy Town 4, Towlaw 1. Town back on top of the league again. Hopefully with a big, massive game against Thornaby next Saturday. First v second, and I think that could decide it. Bill?
Get your tickets early. That was a fantastic change today. Beautiful goals. Pity about the penalty night.
Up the town.
Up the Town.
Unfortunately, Wingate eventually lost 2-1 against Worthing. It was a hard-fought game where Worthing deservedly took the 3 points. We're now 21st, but 3 points off survival. We were 1-0 up, and for a bit we were creating really good chances through the flanks. But after scoring our goal, we just couldn't replicate the success what the chances created us. And then 2 good counter-attacks led to us losing the game. Worthing played, I think, one of the best football I've seen for a bit. Today we weren't too bad, but we were alright. It was a hard game anyways, but we could have came through it a little bit better. There were definitely ways where we could have improved on. Anyway, unfortunately, yeah, White Hawk won 3-0. I wanted, or something like that. I wanted it to be a draw, but never mind. You can't look at the results around you. You need to focus on your own results. Hopefully, next week Kingston away, hard game, but I'm going there to support the Blues.
Hi, podcast. Me, Harrison here, reporting on the Harlow 0, White Hawk 3-0 game. A really poor game. Harlow never showed up. Fair play to White Hawk. They won it from start to finish. All their goals came from positions we should have cleared. It was sloppy defending and not enough Harlow Town players really want to wear the shirt. Really shocking, and really I don't know where it gets any better. It looks like we're going down. Hopefully we can turn it around. Hopefully, well, I don't think... Thanks, mate.
This is James Beardwell, the Whittam Town FC superfan, reporting for the podcast of Haberswifts versus Whittam Town and Bowers and Pitsea versus Basildon United. Haberswifts just took the lead against my team, Whittam Town, but unfortunately I couldn't get the goal because it's too far out because of the full-time score. Haberswifts 1, Whittam Town 0. I'm bitterly gutted, but I had to keep my head held high. But full credit to Haberswifts on their win, because the poor form continues away at Haberswifts. But Haberswifts are fighting for the playoff places, and I had to give credit to them because they deserve the win. 1-0 to Bowers and Pitsea. $3-0 to Bowers and Pitsea. 4-0 Bowers and Pitsea. The full-time score was Bowers and Pitsea 4, Basildon United 0. As a neutral point of view, it's a really, really good game, and it's their local derby. Obviously, Bowers and Pitsea are fighting for the title, and Basildon United battled very well, and they were aiming for survival as well, and looks very like it will be survival, and I think Basildon United would stay up this season.
Well, that was the content that was sent in. Thank you very much as always. If you do want to get involved into the podcast, contact me on Twitter or Instagram at the podcast 11 as in the number. Now let's talk about the games I went to this week. We'll start on Tuesday night. Now for those that haven't seen my footage from Tuesday night, I watched Woodford Town versus Southend Manor in a 4-4 draw. Now, what a great game in its own right. I know my Woodford friends weren't too happy with it. Woodford went 1-0 up, then 2-0 up. And Woodford was sailing. Southend Manor did not look like they was in the game at all, other than one chance, which blazed over the crossbar. And then 2-1, 2-2, 3-2. Southend Manor were leading the game. And then at half-time, Woodford Town come out and made themselves 4-3 up. And then Southend Manor equalised. And both teams had numerous chances to get the 5th goal, but it wasn't to be. Then we go on to Saturday. I must admit I did miss the Woodford Town game on Friday due to some personal reasons, but happy reasons, which is a nice thing to report. I went to Harlow Town versus White Hawk. Now, of course, it was massively hyped up, Hawks versus Hawks, and I was, of course, with my friend Odds and Evans recording stuff for Your League TV on Winkball, which could be something I could be doing in the future for the Foghorn and Tour aspect of my channel, rather than the Harlow games. But we'll discuss that as and when and if that happens. Now, Harlow, White Hawk were 1 point below us. It was a massive, massive game. Of course, coming back from a 9-1 defeat and White Hawk winning 4-1, I believe, against Burgess Hill in midweek. It was a game that Harlow had to win First of all, for Whitehawk to even be in that position when they looked dead and buried at the bottom of the league was a massive feat for Whitehawk. And first half, a couple of chances for us, a couple of chances for them. And the second half, they slapped us silly. And you know what? I was very upset after the game, but they deserved to win. And credit to them, they did deserve to win. It's actually since the footage over the goals to their manager, and their manager says hopefully they'll see us next season in the same division, and I hope that's the case as well. I'd like to see both teams in the Bossick Premier next season because it's a great away game to go to. Now, going on to next week, without discussing too much of my personal situation, because of course I was meant to be going to Chelmsford versus Concord Rangers. Now, things have happened in terms of an error to do with some of my money, not through loser pool, but through another income that I get, and basically means it will not be coming in on Tuesday, which is when I thought it was going to be. So it may be the fact I'm going to have to just try and go to a Concord Rangers game at some point and just go to Concord rather than going to Chelmsford, which is just up the road. Failing if I don't go to that game, I'll be going to Brightlingsea versus Harlow, because of course I can get a lift up there and I can get it free and stuff like that. And midweek, I think Woodford are playing Redbridge on Tuesday night. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the case, and I will be going to that. In terms of the news and talking about results, I'm doing this backwards. I'm actually recording this before I'm editing, but of course, a little silver lining, so to speak, was Leighton Orient through to the semi-finals after a 2-1 victory over Brackley, which I heard was a bit squeaky bum, and we just got through by the skin of our teeth, which is great. Now, this is where I'm going to end the show so I can get this out for you. So as always, thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. But just before we end, it is important. That's something I see on Twitter. And ending on a bit of a sad note, really. And that is my thoughts and feelings go out to the family of Jordan Dawes, the Dartford ladies keeper, who I believe was 18 years of age, who sadly lost her battle with cancer. So rest in peace to her, and my thoughts and condolences to the rest of her family. So I think that's an appropriate way to end the show. Yeah, see you next week.